Oh, you know what? That's a really good question. I think I blocked a lot of this out.
Taylor Swift can sell out stadiums, break records, and command an entire room. But the funniest version of her shows up when nothing goes to plan.
I didn't play that.
And somehow, the weirdest moment was still coming after that. 1. When cardio betrays her.
She's like... And I'm on the elliptical, which is kind of like...
That's the lazy person's running machine, isn't it?
Taylor is not just exercising, she is losing a personal war against cardio.
But you don't realize, like, the models are all there.
Of course, because they would be for Fashion Week, but I suppose but you'd forget that on the way there.
It's Paris Fashion Week, but she's trying to explain Fashion Week like she accidentally walked into another species.
They were like, they're all staying in the same hotels as like, people that aren't models.
Oh.
And,
Jonathan's reaction makes it better. He knows the story is already getting weird, and Taylor has barely started.
Because you'd think they'd have one with just very thin doors and stuff like that,
I don't know what I thought. Or they like sleep on clouds or something. I don't know.
This is Taylor's model logic. Not regular people, just runway aliens with unfair posture.
And there's a model, like a real one, and on the treadmill, right? And she's running faster than a racehorse would run.
Taylor just describes the model like a treadmill villain entering the scene.
And she keeps running like that for like 30 minutes. And then she has this like Italian boyfriend come in.
Taylor is already visibly suffering, but then the Italian boyfriend enters the scene.
Leans over the bar of the treadmill and they start making out while she's running this fast. Wow. You win. You already won.
And that is when 2012 love-thirsty Taylor mentally quits the gym, because even the treadmill came with a romance subplot.
You're like a model as well, and you've done modeling work, I guess, haven't you, Taylor?
No,
I
haven't. That's nice of you. I can't run like they do.
Taylor, honestly, you're not bad looking.
Then Jonathan compliments her, and after all that model panic, Taylor gets completely defeated by basic kindness. 2. Her British chaos test.
That is beautiful. Because you love...
Look at Taylor's reaction when Alan Carr gives her the most Taylor-coded gift possible.
Oh, I just got blown a kiss by a lad.
Oh, really? Knock it this way, love.
The whole Alan Carr interview already feels like controlled chaos since the beginning.
So you've just bought a new flat in New York?
Yes.
Have you been filling it with antiques? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Filling it with just antiques and cats.
Alan asked Taylor about her New York life, but her version of sexy single life is apparently antiques, cats, and absolutely no shame.
And then I walk into the kitchen, and Gandalf is sitting at the kitchen counter in his pajamas.
Oh my God.
Buying an apartment should not sound like a deleted fantasy film scene, but that's the perk when you're buying it from Ian McKellen, the Gandalf.
Yeah, it's lovely. Should I put it somewhere safe?
Definitely somewhere no one else can take it.
No, thank you.
Then Alan gives her an antique cat painting, and Taylor reacts like he just handed her a museum-grade emotional support object.
I don't trust technology. I don't want to talk about leaks. It freaks me out. I'm not thinking about you, but what about stuff that's recording us all the time?
Then the interview shifts to album leaks, and Taylor's paranoia becomes entertainment.
And so what we ended up doing was we contacted all these fans that I've been kind of stalking on the internet. So they were contacted, they came to my house, and I don't think they realized, the first group didn't realize where they were.
Yeah.
This is peak Taylor, weird but sweet behavior. She says it so calmly that it takes a second to realize how funny it is. 3. Taylor Swift versus fan theories.
Jimmy, I'm so tired. I'm just so exhausted. I've tired myself out. I have nothing left.
Taylor admitted to Jimmy Kimmel that the fan theories have finally defeated her.
Did you have cake? How was it last night?
I actually really prefer to hydrate while I dehydrate, so there was a lot of drink water.
Taylor is being Taylor because even her birthday drinking plan sounds weirdly strategic.
I sort of force it to happen. Like with Folklore and Evermore, there are 16 tracks on Folklore.
Only Taylor can make 16 plus 15 sound like evidence in a criminal case.
Secret agency about dropping clues and hints and Easter eggs, and it's very annoying, but it's fun for fans.
This is peak self-aware Taylor. She admits she created the Easter egg problem like both the suspect and detective.
Somebody on Reddit made a chart, I don't know if you've seen this, tracking the amount of profanity in your albums from year to year.
And by the end, she just blames the entire year so calmly. 4. When she breaks her own song.
You thought you came here to see a professional.
Taylor messes up champagne problems and immediately laughs at herself.
Oh, I've had 2 months off. I have had 2 months off.
That line works because she says it before anyone else can. She turns the mistake into the best part of the moment. Then her mic malfunctions in Chicago, and instead of disappearing backstage, Taylor keeps the crowd with her until the new mic arrives. Even when her rap dress starts freelancing, Taylor just fixes like it's part of the choreography. 5, the Letterman Chaos Files.
And I think the city, I guess, picked up on that. And they're like, she's the most enthusiastic, obnoxious person to ever love New York.
Letterman's teasing always brings out Taylor's quickest comebacks. She walks in charming, then suddenly starts roasting herself for free.
So I backed up a tiny little bit. And then just like...
Somebody hit you? You hit
Yeah,
somebody?
that's what that was. That's the sound of it.
Only Taylor could make GPS confusion sound like a public image emergency.
And so I start freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And he's like, chill.
Chill.
You know, he's like, this is okay, it's fine, it's a fender bender, whatever. I turn around and it's my bass player.
Letterman lets her panic breathe for comedy. Taylor makes the car story sound like a live emergency report.
Oh, but he did say, he said afterward, he said, you just saved my life with your defensive driving skills. And that didn't end up in the article, but he did say it.
The funniest part is what she wanted to remember. Not the 2 accidents, but her imaginary safe driver era.
Or you can be like really obnoxious Christmas sweater gingerbread cookie girl.
Why not?
Raise your hand if you're her.
Then, in another interview, Taylor diagnoses herself instantly. Christmas Tree Farm childhood apparently created gingerbread sweater Taylor.
Like, you go like, Tanoshine Osaka, and then you go like, Arigatou gozaimasu, and Nippon Daisuki, Nippon Saiko, and Kawaii.
And that's the most Taylor Swift travel phrase book possible. Just confidence, vibes, and kawaii. Fluency goes out the door immediately. 6, her Richard Gere meltdown.
You met at the Golden Globes?
We did. We actually sat next to each other.
Oh, how nice.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
She said, "Why are you here?"
Taylor once told a Graham Norton story that sounds less like real life and more like a sitcom episode involving Richard Gere.
Actually, I'm nominated. Oh, really? For what? Best actor.
Well, you can hear the exact moment her brain files it under Never Speak Again.
But then I was absolutely freaked out because I met your wife, Carrie, and I said, it's so good to see you again.
But somehow the night gets worse when she meets Richard's wife, Carrie.
And so I literally see her every week. She doesn't know it. Yeah.
Apparently, Taylor's goofy brain counts weekly Law and Order viewing as a real-life friendship.
People get around Richard Gere, they start making mistakes and like stuttering. They get nervous. It happened
No,
to you.
he makes you do it though. He looks at you like, what are you talking about?
Fortunately, Graham saved the day. Richard Gere simply makes everyone short-circuit. 7, Taylor's hair versus humidity.
So, as you can see, my hair has returned to its factory settings, thanks to the humidity here. I'm not complaining, I like it.
Only Taylor can turn a hair disaster into crowd work. At Singapore's erastour show, the humidity slowly changed her polished waves into full natural curls, and Taylor somehow made the weather part of her act. If Taylor can turn humidity into comedy, wait until Shakespeare, Wedding Plans, and Ed Sheeran enter the same conversation, so subscribe, and keep watching. 8, correcting Shakespeare.
Excited to see what happened with her and Hamlet. They seemed great. And I kind of going back to the song Love Story, which I wrote when I was a teenager.
Taylor hears Shakespeare and immediately sounds ready to file a complaint.
Because wait, are you talking about Ophelia's she died? What do you mean?
This is not literary analysis anymore. This is Taylor defending fictional couples like they are close friends.
I just have this fixation on Shakespeare characters that I fall in love with, and I can't stand to see them meet a tragic demise.
That is the whole joke. Taylor treats Shakespeare like a rough draft that needed a happier rewrite.
Is he singing at you? Oh, I mean, it would be hard to keep him from it, I think.
Yeah, he has that energy.
But the thing is, he's like, I'm always being asked to sing at weddings.
Then the interview shifts from fictional romance to Taylor's own romance, Wedding Plans, and Ed Sheeran.
We're like, oh, don't make me sing. Yeah. All right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
As you wheel in your own piano.
As you're up there explaining to the house.
She makes Ed sound like a wedding stage emergency waiting to happen. The real challenge would be stopping him. 9. The Ed Sheeran battle.
Can I have a burger? I had some error and I don't know.
I like lettuce.
I like lettuce.
And speaking about Ed Sheeran, it is Taylor versus Ed's friendship quiz, and she mocks his American accent immediately.
Yeah, and we're both very competitive, so right now, I think both of us are on edge.
The winner will get to tweet from the loser's phone. Anything.
They are both competitive, but the stakes are weirdly dangerous. This is trivia with public consequences.
Taylor Swift, where did Ed Sheeran grow up? Okay. What's your answer?
Born Yorkshire, raised Suffolk. Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
No way!
Taylor wins a round and she celebrates like she just survived a final exam.
What is the moment that you realized you and Taylor were actually friends? You're saying...
Yeah, that's exactly when mine was too, the first time we met.
No!
Phoenix writing a song, innit?
But then it gets sweet. Ed gives the same friendship moment she was hoping for, and Taylor looks genuinely happy.
Ed Sheeran, you are the winner. Round of applause for Ed Sheeran. You get to...
It's not fair.
Ed turns out to be the winner. Taylor immediately complains. Ed tweeted this anyway. 10. When bugs join the show.
I swallowed a bug. I'm so sorry.
Taylor fights through the cough like the show just added an uninvited guest.
Oh, delicious.
Then she calls it delicious, because apparently even stage emergencies need a punchline. But then it happens again in London. At this point, the bugs are not interrupting the erastour, they are auditioning for it. 11. The private jet steak emergency.
Oh, not the steak. No, you're not your forehead.
Yeah, well, I don't know either that or the lap.
Taylor's forehead protection. Private jet steak somehow becomes an in-flight security operation.
Incoming.
Somehow for her, the flight danger is not the plane shaking. It is ruined dinner. 12. The haunted piano era.
I didn't play that, so that means that...
Rain hits the piano at the erastour, and suddenly it starts playing like it wants a solo.
Is that happening for you too?
Taylor laughs, calls it out, grabs the guitar, and lets the haunted piano lose the round. But at another show, the piano breaks again because apparently even the lid wanted attention.
This is all.
Somehow it gets fixed in time, proving Taylor can survive ghosts, rain, and rebellious stage furniture. But if Taylor can survive haunted pianos, wait until she explains cricket beside a cricket legend and defends Olivia from cat slander. 13. Her cricket disaster class.
You wrote a book and you played the cricket and you...
It's Kevin Peterson, one of England's biggest cricket stars, and that's Taylor's answer.
Have you been to a cricket match?
No.
No.
But I went to Lord's today. Lord's
Did
play.
you?
Taylor sure answered smoothly when Graham Norton asked her about cricket.
If you Google cricket, it brings up the home of cricket is Lord's. So she walked through the door, Taylor walked through the door and she mentioned, oh, cricket, of course I know who you are.
Taylor tries to recover fast, but everyone can tell she is building the answer while saying it.
I know what cricket is. I know it's like relatively violent and...
Now she tries to prove she knows the sport. The problem is her evidence is already heading in the wrong direction.
There was this episode of Friends where Ross is dating an English girl. Her mates get into a cricket match and he tries to play and he just like breaks all the bones in his body. It's wild.
Taylor's cricket knowledge comes from a sitcom memory, but the plot twist is...
Wasn't that rugby?
Cricket or rugby?
Wasn't that rugby?
That was rugby.
So Taylor came ready to impress a cricket legend, cited Friends as evidence, and the evidence was from the wrong sport.
But this is Olivia.
How did it have the accident?
What?
Then, the interview swerves into Olivia Benson, John Cleese roasts Olivia, and Taylor's goofy reaction is the whole joke.
Yeah, I'm allergic to cats, so I'm not a massive fan of cats, yeah.
Yeah.
Cats and I just...
I
yeah,
love
we
that
don't
phrase.
know.
I'm not a massive fan.
The punchline is Kevin admitting he is allergic to cats, so Taylor gets blindsided by anti-Olivia propaganda from the other end of the couch. 14. her rubber duck origin story.
This was a big deal for me. I was 14,
Ooh.
and it was an event called the Nashville Rubber Duck Race.
It is another Graham and Taylor interview, and Taylor says Nashville Rubber Duck Race, like it was a perfectly normal early career milestone.
A track from 1989 was released, but it wasn't a real track. It was 8 seconds of static.
Yes, this happened maybe 7 or 8 years ago.
But Graham also brings up the Canada accident, where 8 seconds of static somehow got released under Taylor's name.
What happened to that track that was 8 seconds of static?
It went number 1.
Only Taylor's fans could turn 8 seconds of nothing into a number 1 moment.
They would put rubber ducks in the river and see who won.
Wow.
And I was the official entertainment, as you can see.
But back to Nashville. Before the Eras Tour, Taylor was apparently the official soundtrack for Floating Plastic Ducks.
Did you play before the race or after the race?
Oh, you know what? That's a really good question. I think I blocked a lot of this out.
Okay, fair enough.
Moral of the story, even Taylor Swift had awkward early gigs. She just survived hers with rubber ducks in the river. And that is why nobody can handle Taylor Swift's goofy energy. Because 1 minute she is breaking music history, next she is defending her cats, surviving stage chaos, or turning an awkward interview moment into the funniest part of the room. If you enjoyed this, like the video, subscribe, and watch the next one on your screen.